Hello everybody, Tuesday, Tips with the Pro, Matt Scheck, Atlanta Athletic Club teaching professional. As always, I'm coming to you with some new thoughts, new things that I see work with lessons throughout the week. And today's emphasis is going to be on how to push your divot forward. This might be a new term to some of you, but this is a term that is used, I use it quite often in my lessons, and I want to teach you what it means to push your divot forward. Okay, so last week we talked about some of the backswing fundamentals, how to make a big turn, an up with turn type backswing. Today we're more on the downswing and how to get yourself proper positioned to push your divot forward. So here's kind of how we're going to start with talking about this. Well, what I see a lot of the time is somebody that lines up to the ball with their toes forward, okay? If your toes are forward, it makes it more difficult to turn. Can you turn? Yes. But I like to look at somebody like a Tiger Woods who actually, what I call his duck feet, or points his toes slightly out at address. There's nothing wrong with this. This gives you a little bit more room to turn back and to turn through. Let's talk about how to incorrectly push your divot and how I see this happen a lot of the time. Well, with the toes forward, after the backswing, I see a lot of people that come down halfway down and they don't have any rotation in their lower half. So up to the top, halfway down, which I'm going to say halfway is parallel to the ground for today's sake. So up to the top, halfway down, their knees haven't moved. Now how does this look from the down the line view? It looks like this. Up to the top, halfway down, still, we're going to call this square hips. You start with them square, you go up to the top, and you come halfway down, they're still square. That is incorrect. And let me show you why. In the golf swing, there's flexion, which is the downswing. You're going to flex so that you can extend. And that's just how people hit the ball far. They flex and then they extend. Well, what happens when you don't turn? Well, let's see if I go feet, toes forward, I take it to the top, I come down with no turn. Well, now when I extend or stand up, I am going to be not pushing the divot forward. Actually, I'm going to cast and meet the ball right at the ball. Now this is bad because you're going to play golf and it's all going to be timing. And so this is somebody that hits the golf ball with square hips, because they're going to extend and they're going to throw and they're going to have to try to time it up. If I hit a ball like this, I may finish turn, but that's not a real turn. So let's talk about how to correctly start your downswing and to get yourself in a position to push the divot forward instead of always just leaving the divot under you and trying to time up a flip or a cast or a throw, whatever you want like to call it. So if we started the downswing correctly, we would start it with the knees or the hips or the feet, whatever you feel, from the ground up. You're not going to start it with your arms. That's going to end up stalling out your hips. So we take it to the top. Now once I get a good turn to the top, all I'm going to do is I'm going to have my front toe flared out a little bit on this way so that when I start my downswing, I get turned. I get turned. Okay, so this is going to look like, take it to the top, get turned. Now where are my hips? 45 degrees open. That's the key number here. 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 45 degrees by halfway down or parallel to the ground. So if I can get up to the top, 45 degrees, when the club is halfway down, I am now in a position that when I extend, I am going to push the divot forward. That is how you do it correctly. Let me show you from this way. So I set up, got my toe flared out just a little bit here. I'm honestly keeping the back foot pretty square. Unless you need help with your turn, then you can flare it out. Take it to the top, halfway down. I'm getting this knee out on that toe line, 45 degrees open. And now watch what happens. When I stand up or extend, I'm going towards the target. And I am going to push the divot forward. If I had my toes square and I had no turn, now I'm standing up and flicking or throwing. So that's important to know, that the golf swing starts the downswing with the hips or the knees or the feet, however you want to think about it. But you need to be able to get here to here, here to here, 45 degrees. That's all I'm asking for. This isn't a flexibility thing. I'm not asking you to do a 90, just slightly open so that when you extend, you're pushing the divot forward. This is going to help a lot of you to learn how to kind of have better impact, better rotation, not need to stand up so much and flip. Let me go ahead and try to hit a couple and show you. First swing of the day, but it was a pretty good one. Again, from the face-on view, I would really exaggerate the practice swing and have the practice swing go to the top, move the knees forward, at least this one, and almost feel like you're getting your right forearm on your right thigh and getting into this position. It may feel really awkward, look really strange, but this is a good position to stand up and push the divot forward. You can hit it in pieces like that. Now, there's two things that happens normally when you try to do this that becomes detrimental to your improving on this method. So what I see sometimes is when people start to turn their hips, they tend to get their hips uphill as they do it, leaving their spine back. That's going to be a bad place for you. You should be able to do this up to the top, open up your knees, and keep these hips level, spine level, this direction right here. So you can make sure that you stay on top of the ball and you don't get in this form right here. That's kind of the big thing that I see that happens when trying this movement. Another thing is, if you're somebody that tends to come over the top and you do this, you might find yourself with the toe wide open here. That's another bad thing, because you're going to come through and hit it off to the right. So you got to learn how to kind of up to the top, knees, and make sure this toe is working down. It's up and behind you, but it's also working down. Boom. Okay, I'll hit one more for you here. That's your lesson for today. Thank you for watching.